I'm all right, actually. Thank you very much. I've got coffee.
All right.
But you wouldn't let me eat.
Well, that's because you eat like an animal that's disgusting and gives me the dry bulk. But there was something else that I was thinking that you did that slightly vexes me.
Oh.
Slightly vexes me.
Oh, is this a critical episode of me?
I don't know where it's going to go, actually.
Okay.
We're very early in.
We are. I'm just battening myself in for some
It's
abuse.
interesting because earlier, when we were on a break, I'm just having a wee break, someone had said something about Person X, and you went, oh, yeah, but they're lovely. And I went, right, okay, but that's fine for someone to have a problem with Person X. And you've done that with me before, where I've sent you something that I've seen on social media, and I went, oh, look at that. Yeah, but I really like that person. What is that all about? Why are you defending them? Why do you automatically assume I'm being negative? Because all too often I'm not.
That's true, but maybe I do think that
You
you're
do.
going to be negative about somebody,
You
and
do.
I want to get in to tell you that you're allowed to be negative about them, but I want to get my oar in and say, I'm not joining you in your...
But there was no invitation. There was nothing to join.
No, okay.
This is arrogance supreme on your part. And actually, you're up there with the top complainers that feel that they have to, I don't know, defend swathes of people for whatever reason, just because I say, oh, look, X has done that. And I think it's really legitimate. You know, we won't name the producer of the podcast. Sometimes it's right on my fucking pippin.
It does. You
It's
don't like
not-
the podcast.
It's not, I don't like being out of the house. It's not that I dislike the person. I just find them slightly irritating. And that's fine.
That is fine, but I want it to be known that I don't find them irritating and I really like them.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, when
Yeah,
you're
that
on
wasn't
the
the
phone,
question you were asking,
when
was
you're on
it?
the phone, that's not what I'm getting.
Oh no, some people come under huge criticism
No,
on my
I
watch.
jest. Actually, today, the person that produces the podcast that we won't name asked Nacy asked me to go to Mellis Cheese. You can fuck off. But there is a tube of jalapeno primula for you, because it was on for £2 in the supermarket, and I thought, she'll like that.
Oh, and we've renamed our producer Nacy, haven't we?
We have, because she isn't her Christian name, and she's not her female alter ego name, and my dyslexia and depression kind of confused Nathan and Nancy and got Nacy.
And I liked it. So
I
we're
think
sticking
it's
with
good.
it.
Yeah.
But you confuse your left and right. So I told you today to turn right, and you'd start to turn left,
That
and
is
I
it.
went the other right.
Yes, but that is hysterical. Jojo has now been in the car with me twice.
Yes.
I don't think I'm a bad driver.
Well, no, I didn't
Bitch,
say you were a bad.
please.
I didn't say you were a bad driver. I just
The first time you could feel there's this phrase, Nacy doesn't drive, but there is a phrase that people realise, and it's going for the brakes.
Yeah.
And my mum did it, and she was, and I said, right, we're just going to pull over, mum. And she went, what for? I went, get out. And she went, what? I went, get out the car. I'm not getting out. I said, you'll get out the car, you little bitch. I went,
You threw your mother out the car because she pressed an invisible brake.
Until my mum said something really weird to me today, right? And we'll get back to my original point. So my mum, a lot of undertakers in Dundee think she's a professional mourner because she loves a funeral.
Oh,
right?
I've got a friend, well, she's sadly dead now, but she used to love a funeral.
My mum hasn't driven
Not her
a
own,
car
obviously.
in like 30 years, and then today she went like that. She went, see, that's the thing. I went, what? She went, see, if I had a car, it would just be easier to get to this funeral today. And I went, just this funeral? She went, well, I'm not going to drive to my own. And I went, no, you'll be driven, love. I will be there checking. Come on now. These credit cards need paying off. But no, why do you do that? Why do you automatically assume when people mention people that they're... Why do you do it? You have to stop.
I don't, okay, I will. Oh, but is it not a nice thing to do to defend someone's honour?
Oh, no, because their honour isn't being brought into question. It's actually an irritant. There, I've said it, right? Yeah, that's and she's up to speed. It's just like, you can't
Maybe
say
I
a
just
thing.
assume you're
My
gonna
God,
be-
you just broke wind. Christ, you wouldn't have worried about that, were you, part?
I had to fart
Oh,
because...
yeah, and mine don't smell. What does
No.
that mean? Who are you? What was it you said the other week? Men phone up at random wills because of some survey. Yeah, I've got tits. There's one in my mouth. I'm sucking on a tit. Oh, stop it. Just bloody stop it.
Oh, maybe I just assume you're going to be horrible about people, so I want to stop you.
How are you in general?
I'm all right,
You're
thanks
all
for
right.
asking. I didn't tell you now.
Because you've been busy. You've been
I have
away,
been
haven't
busy.
you?
I've been down that there London.
Why do people always say that they're London?
don't
Or they
know.
always go, I've been down south. And you're like, well, fucking stay down south because you're a fucking twit. Not you, it's someone else who's living a lie in Livingston.
Who's that?
Guess who
You
don't
don't
say?
say?
How did you enjoy London?
I really enjoyed London. Do you know what? I really like the pace of it. And I bought a London ring. I bought a ring that's jade and pewter for I love. Every time I look at it, I go, I love London.
All right.
I love London. You can't
And
see it,
any building's
obviously.
actually made of jade and pewter. It's not like Aberdonian
pewter.
granite.
No, it's jade and pewter. It's very expensive. I bought it from Dulwich Picture Gallery. Can we get sponsored?
Oh, from Dulwich Picture Gallery. Do they have a wine bar? What was the wine place you were in? That looked good.
Oh, that was lovely. It was in a container in Brixton. It's called Pop something. Pop World? Pop Tarts.
No, I'm tired of being in
It was a
freight.
container. Yeah, no, we're in a freight tent.
We
now.
are, honestly. This is like steerage.
I know. We shouldn't let our viewers...
There's a really good
listeners
place
know.
on the embankment. I can't remember what it's called, and it's just all cheese and wine.
Oh, see, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I could live happily on
Because that's the
cheese
thing,
and wine.
you don't really
Eat.
like a big meal.
No, I can't.
No, you like a dirty thing from a dirty cafe.
I like a snack, and I like
Bits.
just little bits and pieces. I like a bit of chorizo with guacamole spread in it, and then
It's
I
your
like a wee-
Latina heritage.
It's my
She got into
Mediterranean.
the car today and went, I'm sorry about the smell of my maracas. I said, just sit down. Sit down. But actually, talking of car, because I was speaking about it to someone today, do you know it's cheaper to drink alcohol than it is fill up your car?
Yes,
Yeah. That's a pretty damning indictment that something's wrong along.
per litre, isn't it?
How many times have you confused a Cote de
Actually-
Rhone with diesel?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. How do you mean it's more expensive? It was £1.79 a litre at the BP garage that I was at, although I get it cheaper because I've got a fuel card.
What's a fuel card?
A fuel card is what you can use a fuel card wherever you are up and down the country, and you get the price that they give you, not what's on the pump. Which is not hugely cheaper, but it just means if you're on a motorway on the M6, you're not paying ridiculous prices. You pay a flat rate.
So you're talking of being at the pump, talking about food. There's a gay sauna in Limehouse in London, right, called Sailors, Sailor Sauna, and they do chip shop night on a Monday, and someone went, oh, I wouldn't go in there and eat. I went, so you'll lick someone's rancid arsehole, but you're going to pass on like a sausage or some chips. I said, where does that kind of judgment come from? Like, what is that?
It's people's weird standards, isn't
Isn't it? Yeah. You know, oh, hi, can you use me as a toilet or an air fryer? Well, not an air fryer. Actually, do you remember that we were hoaxed with the air fryers? Remember they were down
We
to £3
did.
on the Amazon? So Amazon, if you're listening, because I involved Alice Beer, that was outrageous. There were £3. It had gone.
You are
yeah.
very animated today. You're tapping the table
Oh,
and everything.
I'm
Look
very
at you.
angry.
Vicious.
Well, I
think
am.
you've lied though. I don't know how. If petrol is £1.79 a litre, you can't get a pint of lager for £1.79.
Are you only buying 1 litre of petrol?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, unless you're running
Well-
Fred Flintstone's car.
Oh well, maybe.
Yeah. It's
see
a
what you
broader thing. Do you know, actually, you've shat all over it. Let's move on. We'll actually take that out. Bleep. So, thank you. When are you
COVID.
going back down to... Jeez. When are you going back down to London?
I am going back down to London shortly.
Yeah, because we're not going to say where this freight container is.
Or when this is going out, but
No.
But yes, no, I'm
I hope the TTs, the truth translators, have
Transmitters.
realised
We've even forgotten what that
Do you know
TT stands
something?
for.
I don't know if I'm not committed anymore. We're not even giving away what time of day it is. This
No.
could be the middle of the night, could be early on in the morning.
Well, I'm drinking coffee, so
Are
that's a
you?
giveaway.
What does that mean?
That means it must be at least still.
2:30 spanky. Widow twanky.
No, I might. No, don't. You're giving me ideas again.
Oh, yeah, well, I've given you your ideas for the weekend, so you'll just have to get on with them, my love. No, I have to say, though, genuinely, I'm just tired of everything. I can't cope. I just won't have the news on anymore.
No, I've given up. And I'm just living in my own little world of make-believe, or I'm dividing my time between Scotland and London until further notice.
Right, okay.
So, in which I might give up notice on my house. I don't know. I'm just...
Really?
Yeah.
Would you
Go
not
where the
want
wind
to
takes
keep a
me.
base?
Yeah, but I was kind of looking at all my stuff thinking, well, I don't really need any. Who needs sofas and chairs?
Well, folk with houses if they want to see. Really? You going to do that?
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Really? And where are you going to go with that attitude?
I don't know.
You don't even know
I'll
how
come
much
and
a
stay
bottle of
with
wine
you.
is.
I'll come and stay with you.
Will
please.
you heck us like? Someone else asked if they could come and stay with me for the Fringe. I said, okay, that sounds good. One of us will die, and it won't be me, because I will stab you in the fucking face. I told my niece that. She went, Jesus, people don't get you at all.
No,
do they?"
it's the soft side that people really struggle with.
Well,
with you.
I'm fooled. But we did get, we've had some lovely people getting in touch from Norway
Yes.
and Orange County.
Yes.
saying that they pissed their pants.
Well, I don't want to see that, but as a reference...
I don't want you to do it. This is a small room.
I'm allowed to fart, though.
This is a small room. Jojo, where can people get access to this?
Access to us?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very different podcast. We
Access all areas, Angus Devlin.
Access all areas. You can. I don't know where. I honestly don't know where yet. It comes up in my good pods. I like good pods. It comes up in my good pods.
Acast, Spotify,
by Apple,
YouTube.
You say YouTube? Are we
Yes,
on YouTube?
yes,
Are we?
we're on YouTube. There's a channel. Oh, Christ, you're committed. And can we just say thank you so much for the warm and wonderful reception we've had to the cancelled Karen Dunbar interview. Now, I'm only going to say this very briefly. I was the reason we got it as an interview. I was in the documentary and I was cut on the cutting room floor. Podcast poison, box office poison.
Bop. I'm calling you Bop.
Okay, Bop. Oh, remember Bob?
Yeah.
Channel 4. Anyway, I'll catch you soon.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
Aye, you will. I'll take a hammer to you. Toodles.
Foot in the brake.
Woo!